Welcome to my newest video series. Rafael here, and before we actually start the video, I'd like to announce a couple of things. The first one is that in this video series we'll be recreating Dying Light environment. So in this first episode we'll start with modeling and texturing a basic melee weapon, and in another episodes we'll be creating houses or hunting towers, or even full environment scenes with plants, assets, stones, water, and many other things. Basically, more advanced. And the second thing is Blender. This is the software we'll be creating all this stuff. And a very important thing is that to download the newest version, it's necessary to follow along this tutorial. So once you're done with it, just open Blender. Okay, so this is our basic scene, but before we do anything, uh, we need to enable a few add-ons. The first one is images as planes, and the second one is node wrangler. And when you check this little box, save user settings and just escape. Okay, so we can start. So first delete these two objects, hitting right click on your mouse and holding shift to select another one, and just with X delete. Okay, now switch the engine to Cycles render. It's very important. And now we need to load our reference photo. So to do that, just enable background images, add image, open, and okay. So now press 7 on your numpad and 5 on your numpad to get to orthographic view. So this is our reference photo, and last thing to check is matcap. It will be easier to modeling will be basically easier to, when you're working with it. So now at our first mesh, it's Shift A, mesh and plane. Now to go to edit mode by pressing tab on your keyboard. And when you want to select something like a vertice or edge or all face, you're pressing right right mouse button and G to move it, or just click an arrow and move it. Okay, so now press Z to get to the wireframe mode, move to modifiers tab and apply subdivision surface 2 times, of course, and let's start modeling. Okay, so to select another vertice, hold shift and right click and scale this down to this size, and now select this and move it here. Same with this, or just move it here and here. It's a bit tedious part, but once you overcome this, it will be much easier. Okay, so now select this edge and extrude it by pressing E on your keyboard and move. And press left mouse button to confirm that, and again scale up, moving your mouse, of course, and like so until the end of our mesh. The important thing to remember is that we don't want any triangles. Mm, only faces created by 4 vertices. It's very important. Now the same thing this side. You can even rotate this by pressing R on your keyboard. This inside, that inner wireframe is our actual mesh. So press Z to see it better. And again 7 on numpad, if you already forgot. Okay, I think we're done with this part. Now I think we need to add a loop cut. To press Ctrl R and move it down. Okay, and the same thing with the other side. Ctrl R and with mouse button left click to confirm. Okay, this is how our blade looks like. And of course melee weapons are thick a bit, so we need to add another modifier. This will be solidify. And we need to increase the thickness, maybe like that. I think it's okay. And I think we'll need to add another loop cut in the middle. And slightly move it up, but slightly, because blades are sharper on the edges. Okay, so I think we're done with modeling this thing, and we can start creating a material. So you can split your screen, change the view here to UV image editor, and split this one more time, and here go to node editor. And we'll be applying a texture. To get this, I put a link in the description to a site called polygon.com. And let's import this, but first I think we will need to create a material for this blade, so go to this material tab and press new. Okay, so right click on this this node, press X to delete this, Shift A, add new shader, principled shader, and now select this again, only this, and press Ctrl Shift T, go to the folder with a texture, press A to select everything, and open this. This is what pops up after you're doing it. And now to actually see what's happening on our mesh, we need to import this texture. And to apply this texture, we need to first UV unwrap this mesh. Press U on your keyboard and unwrap. And this is what happens. And if you go to texture mode, you can actually see what's happening. So you can press G to grab it and see what configuration is the best, and also rotate if you want, of course. I think this is pretty okay. And another thing we want to do, because it's nice, of course, but sort of boring, we can add a blood on the edge of this weapon. So to do that, we go to vertex paint, change the color. It's indifferent what you are looking for. Just get the black to see the contrast on this, and reduce the strength a bit, and we can now paint. So this is sort of mask, and here the blood will be. Oh, sorry, Ctrl Z to undo your move. We can also smooth this color, or even dirty, but I don't think it will help. But you can do it if you want. So what's now? We go to our node setup again. We can collapse these boxes by pressing H, because we want to do it. We won't do anything with them. Okay, and now Shift A to add color, mix RGB node, and now add converter color ramp, to factor, not to the color socket. And now Shift A again, and vertex colors, color, and now color to the factor of this color ramp, and now if we go to render mode, we can see there's a gray color right here. So we need to make our blood material. So we can oh, before we do it, we can adjust the contrast a bit. Alright. And now we can duplicate this color ramp by pressing Shift D and color to this slot. And now add texture, noise texture, color to factor. And now we can change our colors. Okay, I think something like that will be okay. To get a better viewport, we can add a lamp. Okay, and now let's see how it looks like. It's pretty okay. Yeah, I think it can be. Okay, so this is our material. So now we'll be creating that second part of our melee. So Shift A, add mesh, plane, and move it right here. Again, tab to edit mode, press Z. Another important thing is A to select all and to deselect by pressing again. Add subdivision surface modifier again. And let's start modeling. Now we need to add 2 loop cuts, pressing Ctrl R. And maybe another one to a center. Okay, now press 1 on our numpad. Select all by pressing A. Move it somewhere here. E to extrude. And something like that. Is it okay? I think it is. Okay, now we need to make these little holes in it where you put the fingers on. So we need to go to solid view by pressing Z, and now select this edge and pull down a bit, something like that, and same thing here. And same thing with the lower part. And last thing right here, just a bit. Alright, so this is our mesh, and right here we need to set smooth shading. So this is how it looks like when it's rendered. And the last part will be creating a basic this time material for this second mesh. So we'll need a color ramp and a noise texture. You can increase the scale to something like 200, or maybe not, maybe 100, and this looks, I think, nice. And I think it's enough. You can make some more advanced material if you want, but I think for now it will be it will be enough. So the last thing is setting our scene. So you can assign this and this, Control J, and now it's one object. So if you press 0 on your numpad, oh, little mistake, let me fix this. You just disable background images, and now Alt R to reset camera position, rotate along x-axis by 90 degrees, set it somewhere here, delete this lamp, rotate this along x-axis 90 degrees too, press G, Y and move it back, rotate a bit. Now we need to import images as planes. Find an image, I put a link in the description too. Put it somewhere here. And scale this up. And now the last part is lighting, so go to the world editor, color darker a bit. Now add another plane. Imagine that this is a lamp. Place it somewhere here. Scale this up. Oh, maybe not like that. I think this is enough. Add new material. Surface will be emission and strength about 10. So let's see how it looks like now. Not bad, I guess. So to render that, go here and press render. Of course we want full resolution. Other thing is sampling, and the more sample you got, the better result is, but of course it will slow down your render. I recommend to increase this to 3 units, and switch off caustics. It's unnecessary and might cause sparkles in your final result. So we can render this right now. Remember about saving by pressing Ctrl S. Your project to not lose your progress. And now we are ready to render. I recommend to render in full screen, it's more stable. And if you're using your GPU, you need to switch this right here, and I recommend experimental. And the last things, if you are in GPU, you need to where was it at? Well, never mind, just press render. and once you're done with rendering, press F3 to save your image. Thanks for watching and goodbye.